Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my dear student. I hope you are well by the grace of the Almighty Allah. I am also fine by the grace of the Almighty Allah. During this pandemic, you must stay at home and pray to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the salvation of the total world, the nation, or the family or individually. It is our duty to make a dua to Allah just to relieve us from this situation. Thanks. Just let's go to our topic. In the last 4 or 5 classes, if you could remember, right form of verbs, we talked about right form of verbs, and I believe we are very clear about this topic or item. If you have any question, any difficulties, any misunderstandings, please write to me or phone me. Today, I would like to go to a new topic. This is a revision class, you know. I am revising the item. This new topic is the sequence of, This new topic is narration or space. Today, I would like to talk about narration or space. You did it in your previous, or you have done it in your previous classes, just class 9, 10 or SSC level narration or space, and I believe you have ideas, you have a good idea, you have a good conception about narration or space. Let's go. For completing narration or doing narration, I have prescribed you, look at this first rule, the sequence of tense. Second rule, changing of reporting verb. Third rule, changing of inverted commas. Rule number 4, changing of numbers and persons of reported speech according to the speakers. Rule number 5, changing of tenses. Rule number 6, changing of adverbs. These 6 rules I have prescribed for you to complete narration or speech. And step by step, we'll talk about these rules, and you make yourself prepared. Just for narration, you have to complete the rules. The sequence of tense, I think you have a good idea about the sequence of tense. If you could remember, in right form of verbs, sequence of tense has two rules. First, If the main verb of the main clause in present tense, the verb of the second clause will be any tense. If the verb of the main clause in past tense, second rule, the verb of the main clause must be past tense except in universal truth. Changing of reporting verb, changing of inverted commas, inverted commas, changing number of persons, number and person, how many numbers, how many persons, there are three persons, first person, second person, and third person. How many numbers? There are two numbers, singular numbers and plural numbers. Changing of tenses, and 12 forms of tenses, and I believe you have a good idea about the formation of the tenses. Next, changing of adverbs. Just you have adverbs. If you could remember our just we talked about modifiers, use of modifiers, and use of modifiers we talked about adverbs. Look at this next. First rule, the sequence of tenses. It is in different mode. Look at this. If the reporting verb is in present tense, if the reporting verb is in present tense, if the verb of the main clause is in present tense, this is not here. In narration, if the reporting verb is in present tense, the tenses of reported speech do not change. Be careful and be serious. If the reporting verb, rule 2, if the reporting verb is in past tense, the tenses of reported speech must be in past tense except universal truth. There are similarities. I think you understand the similarities, the sequence of tense in right form of verbs and the sequence of tense in reported speech, narration or speech. Look at this. The reporting verb, if the reporting verb is in present tense, that is the reporting verb. Next, secondly, if the reporting verb is in past tense, the tenses of the reported speech must be in past tense except sequence of tense. Next, go to example to understand it very good. It is direct speech. He says to me, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. And in this speech, he says to me, this is reporting verb, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. It is reported speech. He says to me, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. He says to me, it is reporting verb. You understand? It is reporting verb. This part is called reporting verb. I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. This part is called reported speech. Now, if you look at the rules again, the reporting verb is in present tense. The tenses of the reported speech do not change. If the reporting verb is in past tense, the tenses of the reported speech must be in past tense except universal truth. First rule. Now there are so many examples. Look at this. Second, he says to me, my father died last year. And look at this. He says to me, first example. He says to me, this is present tense. He says to me. The reporting verb says, it is present tense. I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. It is future tense, future indefinite. According to the rule of the sequence of tense in narration, in regarding narration, if you remember, the verb of the reporting verb is in present tense. The verb of the reporting verb is in present tense. The tenses of the reported speech do not change. Look at these here in that speech. He tells me, it is present tense, no change. He will go to Dhaka the next day, no change. Number person changes, this is another thing. But the tense, if you look at the tense, there is no change of the tense. Because the reporting verb is in present tense, and the reported speech, tense of the reported speech will not change. Second example, he says to me, my father died last year. He says to me, it is present tense. Reporting verb is in present tense. My father died last year, it is in past tense. He says to me, his father died the previous year or the year before. Look at the tense. Look at the tense. There is no change of the tense intact. He tells me, present tense, his father died the previous year, past tense. Present tense, past tense. Present tense, past tense. Next, third example. He said to me, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. Look at this. He said to me, the reporting verb in past tense. And the reported speech, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow, future indefinite. And according to the rules of the sequence of tense, the verb, the tense of the reported speech must be in past tense. Look at this in that space. He told me, it is past tense. He would go to Dhaka the next day. He would go to Dhaka, would go, it is past tense. Not it is future tense, as the verb of the reporting verb is in past tense. Next example, he said honesty is the best policy. He said it is past tense. Honesty is the best policy, it is present tense. Look at the indirect space. He said that honesty is the best policy. Oh my God. There is no change here. The reporting verb, the reported speech, the verb, the tenses of the reported speech is unchanged. Why? We know, except universal truth. Honesty is the best policy, it is universal truth. Therefore, the verb, if you look at the verb of the reporting verb, okay, in past tense, but the reported speech is in present tense because it is universal truth. Next example, Fahim says, I have done it alone a few days ago. Fahim says it is present tense. I have done, it is present perfect. Look at this. Fahim tells that he has done. No change of the tense. Fahim tells present tense. He has done, present perfect tense. Next, Fahim said, past tense, I have done it alone in a few days ago. Look at this. Fahim told, past tense, he had done. The must be past tense, you know. This is past tense. From this table, I think you are clear the rules of the sequence of tense. Again, we go back to the rules. If the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense of the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense of the reported speech do not change, no change. If the reporting verb is in past tense, the tenses of the reported speech must be in past tense except universal truth. And if you look at the table, the examples, it is clear to you, I think. There are present tense, there are past tense, there is universal truth. No problem to understand you. And I hope you understand this rule very clearly, and it is very important. It is very important in doing narration or completing narration. Look at rule number 2, changing of reporting verb. You know, we have 6 rules for doing narration. This is the second rule, changing of reporting verb. How the reporting verb will change, even if you look at this, look at the previous example. He says to me, he tells me, says changes into tells. He said to me, he told me, turn into told. Therefore, there is a change here. Says, told. Now it is very important for you just how you will change the reporting verb. Look at the table. In doing narration, you have to understand 5 sentences. look at the 5 sentences. I don't know whether you did it or have done it in your previous classes, then it will be very easy for you. Assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, optative sentence, exclamatory sentence. Assertive sentence, statement, general statement is the assertive sentence. Interrogative, question mark, question, just will ask you a question. Imperative, order, request, advice, forbid, it refers to that. Optative, it refers to blessing, ashirvad, pray, wish, it. Exclamatory, sudden flings, just the sentence which expresses sudden flings. Oh, what a pity! How nice he has done! How nicely he has done! Excellent. This is sudden emotional. Ah, same undone. Hooray, we have won the game. These are the sudden feelings, expression of feelings or emotions. You have a very good conception about these 5 kinds of sentences. And now look at this. Assertive sentence in reporting verbs. Indirect speech-এ কি হবে? Says, said থাকতে পারে, সেও থাকতে পারে, saidও থাকতে পারে, tell or told. জি correct. Say never be changed, say or said, or it can be changed into told or tell. Interrogative sentence, you know, it expresses question, it asks question. Therefore, ask, asked, inquire, inquired. Ask, if you want to know something from, you will ask question. If you want to know something, you must inquire somebody or someone. Next, imperative sentence. Imperative sentence expresses order, request, command, advice, forbid, and accordingly, request, requested, order, ordered, command, commanded, tell, told, advice, advised, forbid, forbade. Tell, told, there is a note here, you remember, just whenever the sentence will, what type of emotion, what type of feeling the sentence expresses, whenever you do not understand, then in imperative sentence you can use tell or told. Otherwise, the remaining feelings are clear. If it expresses request, requested or request, order, ordered, command, commanded, advice, advised, forbade, forbade, there is no unclear, there is no difficulty or darkness in this, I think. Optative sentences. Optative sentence expresses 3 feelings. First, wish, wished. Second, pray, prayed. Third, bless, blessed. Next, exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence expresses sudden emotions or passions. Look at these. Exclaim or exclaimed with wonder, exclaimed or exclaimed with joy, exclaimed or exclaimed with sorrow, exclaimed or exclaimed with grief, exclaimed or exclaimed with fear, exclaimed or exclaimed with horror, exclaimed or exclaimed with surprise. These are the emotions, these are the feelings, that sudden feelings that exclamatory sentence can express. And in indirect speech, just look at this. Assertive, tell or told, অথবা say, says, say, said. Interrogative sentence, ask, asked, inquire, inquired. Imperative sentence, request, requested, order, ordered, command, commanded, advise, advised, forbid, forbade. Optative sentence, wish, wished, pray, prayed, bless, blessed. Exclamatory sentences, exclaim, exclaimed, with wonder, joy, sorrow, grief, fear, horror, and surprise. Now go to example. Look at the example here. There are examples I have given to you. Two sentences are here: assertive and interrogative. Assertive and interrogative sentence. Look at this in direct speech. He says to me, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. The reported speech is in assertive sentence. You will consider only the reported speech. The meaning or the reported speech will tell you, will change the reporting verb. And the reported speech is very important in this sense, thereby the reported speech will be your directory. You will, if you do not understand the reported speech in which sentence, that will create a problem for you. Reported speech is in inverted comma. Inverted comma or reported speech can be comes first or like this comes last. No problem, there is no problem, but it is inverted comma. Within inverted comma, the reported speech. I will go to Dhaka. I subject, will go verb, subject, verb, object. This is assertive sentence, you know. He said to me, I will go to Dhaka. He says to me, present tense. He said to me, past tense. He said, honesty is the best policy. It is also assertive sentence. Honesty is the best policy. Now, indirect speech, look at this. He says to me, he tells me that he will go to Dhaka the next day. The verb says turns into tells. This is important. Just report. You will consider now only the reporting verb. I will go to Dhaka. This is assertive. Therefore, the says has been changed into tells. Now, he said to me, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. The verb said turn into told. Why? I will go to Dhaka tomorrow. It is assertive sentence. And we know assertive sentence will change into tell or told. Past tense told, present tense tell. He said honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best, which is also assertive sentence. He said that honesty is the best policy. There is no change here. He said. Accordingly, if we go to just look at this assertive sentence, সে said থাকতেও পারে অর্থাৎ কোনো পরিবর্তন হলো না, or tell অথবা told, ঠিক the same message, look at the same thing, there is no exception here. I think it is very, very clear to you. He says to me, I will go to Dhaka tomorrow, assertive sentence, says, tells. I will go to Dhaka tomorrow, assertive sentence, said, told. Honesty is the best policy, assertive sentence, said. Next sentence, look at this, interrogative sentence, just asking question. Look at this. Fahim said to me, have you done it alone a few days ago? Have you done it alone a few days ago? Question mark. This is very easy to recognize you. It is very easy. At the end of the sentence, there is a question mark. Therefore, it is not difficult for any student to identify interrogative sentence. Fahim says to me, Have you done it alone a few days ago? It is question mark, therefore it is interrogative sentence. And the reporting verb says will change into asks. Look at these asks. Second example. Have you done it alone a few days? Same sentence. It is also question mark. But reporting verb said changed into asked. For present asked or for past asked. Look at this. Fahim said to me, how did you do it alone a few days ago? Interrogative sentence. With WH, we can express question. We can ask question with W in two ways. Without WH, with WH. How did you do it alone? It is with WH. Have you done it alone a few days ago? It is without WH. Therefore, you will consider just this is interrogative sentence, and therefore said turn into inquired. He inquired me. জানতে চাওয়া. That is asks, asked, inquired. And if we go to the changing of reporting verb, interrogative sentence, ask, asked, inquire, inquired. I think it is 100% clear to you. There is no difficulty here. No difficulty here. And I believe you can done it very well. You will face no difficulty. You will face no problem. Just these two rules. Okay, thank you very much. I pray for you to Allah and you pray for me to Allah. We all should pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for our salvation from this terrible or pandemic situation or pandemic. Thank you very much.